I started making artwork, of course, at a very young age, but, well, maybe the mud pies on the stump weren't exactly artwork in my mind at the time. And maybe the box that I brought home from summer camp made out of wood wasn't really artwork at the time. But I think when I was 5 and doing the finger painting in kindergarten and the teacher hung it up on the wall, I think I felt that was artwork. I grew up in the surroundings of a creative family. I had a mother, well, my mother was after art school, went to employment with Disney in Los Angeles when she was in her 20s, and she did animation cells for Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs and Song of the South. And so many years later, when I was born, I had the delight of having a very talented drawer and painter. She even gave me the opportunity at the early age of 7 to understand and paint an entire color wheel, which I still have today. The other influence in my family was about going to college, because I had attended a few schools in Minnesota here, St. Catherine's and the U of M, but I realized that I wanted to go to a professional school, and I picked the Art Institute of Chicago because an aunt of mine had also attended there, and going away seemed a little bit distant, but it seemed much easier knowing that I had a relative that had done the same. It more or less gave me permission to be, you know, sort of take the leap. The educational situations helped me decide. At one time it was deciding what department I would be in college, and I thought about it for a little while because it was either education or it was studio. And the studio won because I couldn't imagine not taking studio classes full-time every semester I was in school. It seemed like such a waste of an opportunity to have the greatest studios around. And so I sort of went through the idea of what the studio arts were, even though I was interested in most things. The word sculptor stuck in my head really strong. So I think that's more or less when I decided what my world would turn into. The idea of sculptor is something that I still remember the very moment when that word kind of hit home. When I was in college, I think I was a little bit undecided at first what direction I would go. And so I was actually probably one of the only new sculpture students that wore like a pink suit into the sculpture department, and wanted to weld. But I didn't really know, because I transferred to Chicago for school, what the appropriate outfits were. So I just came to school thinking that, well, I'll just look nice. And so I was wearing very soon leather outfits and stuff instead of the pink. The idea of being a sculptor is because I had so much freedom with the materials, and it was welding, it was wood, it was combining the two, it was casting aluminum and casting bronze, and I just found that I felt, at the time at least, more of a three-dimensional thinker.